Hello everyone, how is everybody today? It is the 1st of July, which can only mean one thing, another Stamp Around UK video hop. And this month, for July, we are bringing you 3D projects. And I'm super excited because I'm recreating one of my little pencil boxes. And yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Anyway, for those of you that are new here, I'm Tricia and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And I've been a demonstrator for about coming up for 5 years already. Wow, can you believe it? Right, so I have all my little prep things here. Okay, so it shouldn't be too long a video because I thought I'll prep in advance and that'll be a little bit better for us all. So, what do we need? We need a piece of cardstock. I'm using Lemon Lolly. This needs to measure 3 3/8 by 8 inches. We also need 4 pieces for the mat, which measure 5 7/8 in length by 5/8 in width. And I have used the lovely Bright and Beautiful Designer Series papers. So this is what I'm going to use in my little box. We also need 2 little pieces that measure 5/8 by 5/8, and these little pieces are for the end of our box, our pen box. The one that I made previous, I don't know if you recall it, I actually made one that was a hanging one for on a tree, but we're not going to do a hanging one. If you do have, however, if you do have a little 1/2 inch punch style, these are retired long time ago, or a thumb notch punch of some sort, that'll come in handy for today as well. Okay, so think of them from my own measurements, and I've just dropped a bit of paper there. So I use grid paper or graph paper, and I draw my little diagram. I work out what the measurements are, where I'm going to cut, etc. Then what I do is I do a little practice and I make a prototype. Okay, so this is a prototype. I find this is good because if it helps me, it's going to help my wonderful customers and followers, especially if you suffer from memory fatigue at times, as I do. If you've got the measurements, you've got a visual as well, this helps me craft and it helps me recreate. So this is the kind of thought process behind all my little layers, etc. Okay, so I'm just going to put this away here. Here is the pen that we are going to house in our little box. Right, okay, let's get started. So what we're going to need, we are going to need a long sentiment, because I have this piece here, which was a scrap piece leafed over. So I thought I'll stamp in Pretty Peacock on the reverse side, and it'll just be a nice little sentiment along the side of the box. So we need an ink and we need a suitable stamp for that as well. I will look up the stamp later nearer the end. Can't remember which one has the long sentiment on it. I've forgotten its name. Anyway, we shall sort that later. Right, okay, so are you ready? Now, with the longest side at the top, we want to score at 3/4 inch. Now, remove your cutting blade out the way. So 3/4 inch, and then 6 3/4. So the finished size of this is going to be 6 inches in height. So 6 3/4. Then we want 7 1/2. Perfect. We're going to switch so that the short side is at the top, and we are going to score at 3/8, 1 1/8, 1 7/8, 2 5/8. Now for the 3/8 inch, you could use this side, which makes it a little bit easier. So let's see now. 3/8 inch is a one between, what's 3/8 inch again? 1. So that's 3/8 inch is between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. So the 3/8 of an inch piece, that is going to be our glue section, okay? Right, so I've flipped it over because I want to continue going the left to right. So we've done the 3/8 of an inch. We now need 1 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so just make sure that your paper is touching the top there, and it's all nice and level. We want 1 7/8, and we want 2 5/8. Okay, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 equal panels and a thinner glue section there. So I'm going to show you now how we cut all this up. So you can put your trimmer score tool away, just pop it to the side. Okay, now if you're crafting along or referencing this back, I'm just going to pull out the little guide that I have here. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to fold and burnish all score lines, obviously. Oh, there's my score thing, my bond folder. Now it's up to you whether or not you add your layers on at this point. I do like to add my layers on just now because it is a smaller, thinner kind of box. I just think it's better and easier for me. So we're folding and burnishing all the edges, not the edges, the score lines. Who likes my yellow nail varnish? It's very my favourite colour, isn't it? Right, okay, so let's do this now. So we're going to cut away like so. Now what I'll do is I'll get my little snips. So let's pop that like so. Now we want to cut away this small little rectangle here, so I'm just very gently going to wedge that off and snip like so. Okay, and then what we want to do is do the same at the bottom end, but we're taking away 2 pieces. Okay, like so. Whoops, I haven't snipped that proper. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We then want to cut up the 4 little lines here. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I'm back. My son's phone went off there. I do apologise. Right, so where was I? I'm just writing down where I need to adjust my video. Okay, so what we're doing now is we are cutting the bottom part of the box, and it's up to you whether you like to slightly wedge each of the little scoreline bits here. It's not necessary because it does close pretty good, and this side's going to be flush shut. So okay, now do remember all the other video hoppers are detailed in the description box underneath this video. Right, okay, now it's time to do the top. So this is going to see how all that folds in. There's the little flaps and there's the little tuck-in section. So I'll put it like this for reference. So we do want to cut up all 4 score lines. So we're going through the first score up to the second one, like so. Okay, we're going to cut away this one completely. This one gets cut in half. Okay, this one fold it back. This one gets cut in half too. And I always like to just miter those edges ever so slightly too, just so that there's no bulking happening when you're trying to close the box. Ta-da! Now, if this was a bigger box, I would use my corner rounder for these pieces, for the little tuck-in tab, but because it's small, I'm just going to do it by hand ever so slightly. Not too much. Don't take too much off because then you can't add it back on. And we can always make it smaller when we come to assemble the box. So let's get all these little bits out of the way. Right, now, time to add our matte layers. Now, the reason I had these bundled like this is because they were cut a certain way. So let's see, let's work from the bottom. So that was the first piece cut, then it was this piece. Not that it matters, because I think it'll look amazing whatever you do if you're using these papers. But if it was a pattern paper, make sure that you stack them accordingly before sticking them on. Right, let's get us some white glue now. Now, before I adhere it all together, I must remember to do my little punch. Don't let me forget. You can always telepath me. Say, don't glue it together till you've done your thumb notch, Tricia. Right, so this is super, 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 super pretty paper. I absolutely love it. This is the only one that I forgot to order an extra pack of. But still plenty of time for all that. The reverse of this is gorgeous with the lemon lolly stars. So you pick and choose whichever you prefer. I was going to make the box base black, but then I changed my mind. I thought, no, I want something quite summery. It's been, the weather has been absolutely gorgeous up in Scotland and across the UK these past few weeks. It's just amazing. I've never had temperatures like that I can remember. Some of the days it was up to 28 degrees Celsius, and for Scotland, you know, that's few and far between that happens. Right, okay, so there we have it. Now what I'm going to do is, for ease, the two little sections for the top and the bottom, I'm going to actually make those the stars. So I'm just going to pop that one just now. Like I say, if this was a bigger box, you would have more room for manoeuvre in terms of corner rounding and things like that. Or if you like me, I do like things nice and straight. I'm more of a straight line kind of girl. Ta-da! Love it. Right, now for tearing tape. So, because these are all equal sides, this is going to be really easy to put together. Okay, so close to the score line, but not too close. And let's see, just use that to yank that off. There we go. Right, so did anybody shout, Tricia, do your thumb notch? Oop, there we go. So there's a little thumb notch where this will tuck in. And that's just really for a visual thing so that people know where to open it. Right, okay, are you ready? Now this is going to be easy. All you do is fold in and then fold over like so. And then it's going to stick. So make sure it's all measuring up and lining up well. I need my pokey tool or my pick tool. There, that's the first one to hand. Okay, so peel that off and press that down, give it a little burnish. Lovely. We will do the sentiment last. Okay, now we are going to close this like so. Now you can put glue. Oh, there's a little fly flying about at my LED lights. That's the only thing about Scotland, the midges. For anybody that's that lives in Scotland or anyone that has visited, you will know that is our national little pest. Especially when it's damp outside, because we did have a spotty rain earlier. I think we're going to have quite a bit through the night. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my little pen in there now. Fits great. You could probably actually get 2 pens in. Yes, you could. There we go. It all depends on the size. So if you've got a fatter pen, 1 would do, and if it's smaller pens like this, then 2. Let me just double check. Yep, it's that one that's a brand new pen. So I'm going to close this and you will see that it's just a, oh no, it's perfect. There we go. It's shut fine. If I had taken off too much on the corners, that would maybe have went in and then not stuck shut. So there is our finished box. Now for the sentiment. So let me just reach. I think it's wonderful thoughts. Yes, it is. Look at this. You're wonderful. You're loved. You matter. Yeah, brilliant. So I thought this was just a really nice, and look at that. Look at that for perfect size. This is photopolymer, so it's going to be really easy to stamp on the thin bit. 14 stamps in total in this one. It's always good, guys, to have a versatile, oh, I'm whistling when I'm talking, a versatile set like this in your collection that you can turn to time and time again for whether it's because you need a certain size of sentiment or a certain type of sentiment. It's just amazing. Now, I am going to stamp on the back of this initially. Now, we need a longer block. So, where is my, is this the, what block is this now? The H block. Couldn't see the letter because Tricia hasn't cleaned them. Now, this is a floppy-ish stamp, so just, whoops, sorry about notches out there. So just allow it to fall naturally. Now I'm going to just pick it up on the wonk there so that I can see it. There is a bigger block you can use as well, but I'm just being lazy and can't be bothered getting it out. Right, so this is a really juicy new pad. I don't think I've actually used this yet. Pray that I don't get it on my new nails. So I'm just going to very gently take the ink to the stamp. Now I know I'm stamping that upside down. Oh wow, that is such a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous print. Right, okay, so let's do that again. So ever so slightly. There's no need to bang, 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 because you're just going to get in a messy, inky mess. Trust me. Ask me how I know that. Done it plenty of times. Right, okay, let's do this. Give it a wee second. And lift. Wow. That's gorgeous. Can't wash this now because my Simply Chamois is in the washing. Well, not in the actual washing. It's in a bowl of soapy warm water. Right, now, where is the front of the box? Here it is. Front of the box is here. So I'm going to choose to put this on here like so. Now you could add a gorgeous little ribbon round there. Shall we do that? Yes, let's do that. And then this will be ready for me to gift away, you see. Let me use, I think I'll use some blue. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this up. What I'm going to try and do is cross it over like so. Okay, if you can't do bows, then leave it as a loose bow like so. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this in another knot. What a silly sausage. Oh, I love it. There we go. I think that looks quite nice. So let's cut this. Now we can manipulate that a little bit to get it so that the shiny side is up. Fabulous, fabulous. There we go. I think that's gorgeous. Look at that lovely little note. Can't remember what that's called. Someone hit me up in the comments and tell me the name of that. The little standard note. Right. So I think I want to add some ink around the edge of this, just so it pops a little bit better. Da, 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 da. Be careful. This is where you could get all inky fingered and live to regret it. Especially if you transfer the ink onto your little sentiment section. Okay, right, let's close this up. Take your time, no rush. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put, look how gorgeous these colours are. They're just truly wonderful. We are going to add on some dimensionals. It doesn't matter that it's going to be bulky because the actual gift box itself is bulky. So we might as well go all out. Love it, love it. So we're almost drawn to a close to this little project. I hope you've enjoyed it. Really easy. I've got various boxes that I've measured up. I mean, it's not something new, obviously. It's as paper crafters, we all know how to make a box. Right, I am just going to have to, can you hear my dogs coming back through? They've always got to be in the room where their mama is. There, look at that. I am super, super happy with how that's turned out. I think the, because it's silver trimmed, this ribbon, I don't think I need any embellishments or anything added on. If you wanted, you could use your tailor-made tag dies. You could add a little tag on here that says hello friend or something like that. Have I got those here? Where is my tailor-made tag? Oh, or even the little tag die here would go perfect. Not that one, this little one. Out of the pretty pillow box. I would say when you're doing something like this, get everything out and just have a play and cut things up and just have fun. Okay folks, thank you so much for watching. This is Smithy's little gift box with an adorable little gel pen inside. And yeah, absolutely easy to make. A little bit footery or fiddly if you have nails on. It's going to come down a little bit. But it really, really is a gorgeous wee project. So I hope you give it a go. Don't forget to visit all the other inspirational men and ladies that are in this video hop and let us know what you think. Okay everyone, have a great night and I'll see you in the next video hop. Bye just now.